Okay, here's the story of the evening. Possibly the story of the trip.
Yeah. Well, at lunch yesterday at Haig's restaurant, we poured over places to stay or trying to find hotel rooms, which is hard this time of the year. And the closer you get to Tetons and Yellowstone, the prices are way, way high.
Not to mention, phone service is spotty.
Yeah. So
very spotty.
What we could find was Buffalo Valley Ranch. And it was $149 a night. And it was about the only thing we could find. So we went ahead and booked it because we had to have a room last night. So we drive there. We get there, go to check in, and
from off of the highway, we see way off in the distance on the side of a hill, I'd say 12 or 15 teepees, white teepees. And we actually kind of joked around and thought, wouldn't that be funny?
Incoming message from Brian Senior Heights.
So, anyway.
So, to continue, we go into this rustic cabin type building, and the guy's sitting there at the computer, and we tell him we're going to check in. We made a reservation, and he's looking around, and there's another guy standing next to him with a chart, like of all the rooms.
It's a layout of like a floor plan layout of all the cabins and everything.
Right.
He's got one in a circle that is highlighted in blue.
Yeah, well, the thing is, when we walked up there, we saw this big area. It's like these Conestoga covered wagons in a circle.
Which were next to the teepees, by the way.
Kind of, yeah. So anyway, we go in there, and he says, oh, yeah, here's your reservation. And that was the guy at the computer. The guy standing next to him, he looks at this circle, and he highlights one of them, or we're looking at that. And we're saying, is that a covered wagon? And he says, yeah. So apparently, they not only have cabins or rooms, but they have covered wagons as well. And the covered wagons are $149 a night. It does have a king bed, but it has some other beds in it, and it does have some kind of heat. But there's no bathroom. You got to get out and walk to a bathroom somewhere. And we figured that's probably not good for us in the middle of the night, stumbling out of a covered wagon with a flashlight, trying to find a bathroom. That's not a good idea. So
we came to find out later on that the previous night, it got down to 19 degrees here in Moran, Wyoming.
Yeah.
19 degrees in a covered wagon was not part of what we were looking for, not part of the ambiance of the area.
Maybe if we were a couple 10 years old, that might have had some appeal. But anyway, so we beat feet out of there. They hadn't charged the room yet.
We politely declined the reservation.
Yeah.
Now, when we get home, when I watch this, I've got to make sure that I look on the credit card that we did not get charged by them.
Well, we got a text or an email saying that it was not charged.
So. No, we got a text saying that we had a reservation. We've got nothing to stating that it was not charged.
But we did, okay.
Okay, maybe we did, maybe we didn't. We'll check it later.
It came in shortly after we left there. Anyway, so we got on Sheila and tried to find another place. We went down the road of 1.4 miles, and we found Grand Teton Cabins.
Found the nearest place.
Yeah. And we went in there and talked to the kind lady behind the desk, and she kind of referred to, and the place we had tried to check in before was Buffalo Valley Ranch, but it was also called Six Hearts. And it was kind of together. Okay, so when we walk in there and we told her what happened, and she said they refer to us and other people as Six Heart refugees because a lot of people get over there and find out they've been booked into a covered wagon and beat feet out of there also. So they get a lot of their clientele from Six Hearts and Buffalo Valley. Anyway, so we ended up having to spend $280 to stay in a cabin at this Lutton. Now, it was nice. It was really
It was a
nice.
beautiful cabin, one of
And
the best places we've ever
She
stayed.
even offered to call down the road to Hatchet Resort to see if they had anything. And they did. They had a room for $99, but it was a shared bathroom. And we decided we didn't want that, so we coughed up the $280, which was fine. It was a lovely cabin. Last night we went down the road to Hatchet Resort because they have a restaurant. And we ate there. We had a great meal. While we're sitting there, we're watching the Cardinal game on Dad's phone, enjoying the game. We got done. He had propped it up on his wallet. When we got done, he picked up the phone and the wallet, and we left, walked out.
I also had my camera there because it was a tremendous sunset that night, a brilliant red magenta kind of sunset behind the Grand Tetons. So I picked up the phone, the wallet, and the camera and started to walk out.
Yeah. So anyway, everything's cool. We go back to the cabin, sit there, watch the game, have a great night's sleep, get up this morning, pack up to go, and he can't find his wallet. And we combed through that whole cabin. We combed through the car every inch, could not find it anywhere. I called the Hatchet for the restaurant, which was called Whetstone, and I was told that nobody can get in there until the manager comes in because the restaurant doesn't open till 5 in the evening, and the manager has keys to everything, but they don't come in till 8. So we went down to Hatchet this morning, got there a little before 8. The manager comes in. There was another lady employee there, really nice woman, and we talked to her outside. We had to wait for the manager to come in, and the manager comes in, and in the meantime she was calling someone, and it may have been the young man that was our waiter last night. I'm not sure. He must have been.
I think he might have been the manager of the restaurant.
Well, no, he was a waiter.
Yeah, but he seemed like he was in charge a little bit. So.
Anyway, she's standing there on the phone, and she walks over to us, and she says, "What's your name?" And we told her, and she's talking into the phone, and she's nodding her head and
smiling real big.
And this young man who was the waiter had found the wallet somewhere on the floor in the restaurant.
Apparently I dropped it.
And saved our vacation. So
he came out, gave us the wallet.
Yeah.
You know, I shook his hand and we thanked him profusely. Marianne gave him a big hug. And I hugged the lady who called him. I'm not sure why, but I just felt like hugging somebody, and he was a guy. So anyway, so we got the wallet back and decided to have breakfast there, which we weren't really going to do, but we thought, you know, we should patronize the place a little bit. They were nice enough for us, and then we ended up writing him a note and giving him a little tip and so forth, and left an envelope for him. So.
But
and then we sat there over breakfast, a really good breakfast, by the way. But we sat there pretty much trying to think of what would have happened if he wouldn't have found that.
Yeah.
Now the story was that they had had 3 wallets left there that were reported to have been left there that they did not find, and I think they said they had 2 others.
At some point.
That they did find, and maybe we were the 3rd one. I'm not sure, but
what is this guy's problem?
I don't know.
No
but
kidding.
This Cadillac doesn't like him, that's for sure.
No, I don't. Yeah, I'm from California.
So, anyway, that's the story from last night. So now we're off. Oh yeah, the other thing, we got a headlight out. It's the 3rd headlight in this brand spanking new 3-year-old car. This is Cammie's birthday. It's 3 years old now. And on the last trip we took down to the Southwest, we had both headlights go out within 24 hours of each other. So now we're out here. I know what it is. It's something about the Southwest. The car doesn't like the Southwest, or the West, I should say, because this is the only place the headlights burn out.
Mm-hmm.
But the headlight burned out, so somewhere along the way we have to get a headlight replaced. And, you know, we're kicking around whether it's going to be Walmart or Toyota. I think I'm just going to go to Toyota for the simple reason that I'm going to raise the issue when I get back with them. You got a brand new car shouldn't have 3 headlights going out in the first year or two. So anyway, that's the story of the day. So right now we're approaching the Grand Tetons. We're going to take the 42-mile driving tour and stop off and take a bunch of pictures. It's a beautiful morning. There's a few clouds in the sky. I wish I could turn this thing around so that you can see it. But
It's supposed to get up to 74 degrees today, which is supposed to be, according to the lady at the cabins, the last warm day here.
and so I'm so glad we had the video on for that. So anyway, and it's supposed to be just a great picture taking day because of the light clouds and so forth. And we see the Grand Tetons right over to our right. There's snow-covered peaks, jagged peaks at the top. Last time we were at Grand Tetons, all we got to see was the base of them because there was so much fog and rain and clouds and so forth. This time there's no fog and rain and clouds, or a few clouds, and it is a very impressive photo opportunity. As soon as I turn this off, I'm going to flip the camera around and we'll take some pictures on the way up to the mountains so that you can see that. All right, that's the story for this morning. Bye. There's the Grand Tetons right in front of you. It's part of them. That's the highest peaks, and they're actually, Teton means nipples, and it was supposed to represent a whole bunch of nipples. Not the way I remember them, but anyway, that's where the name came from. And the Indian meant something else. What did it mean?
Pinnacles.
Pinnacles, which sounds a little nicer. We are approaching the Jenny Lake Scenic Drive at the base of the Grand Tetons. With any luck, it'll be around one of these corners. There's supposed to be a big lake there named Jenny Lake, apparently named after Jenny. And from what we understand, you can see the mountains reflected in the lake, and it's supposed to be quite picturesque.
There's a turnout coming up.
Turnouts don't look at this on the screen here. That's just, I can stop and grab any of those as a picture. Do you want to stop at the turnout?
This should be Lee Lake Trailhead, and there's really.
Well, let's just go ahead and pull right out in front of me then, there, buddy. Pulled out of the turnout, and then you stop on the side of the road. Well, that makes sense.
There is a Jenny Lake overlook farther on, which looks like it is right on the lake.
Okay.
So.
Well, maybe we'll shut this puppy off until we get there then. Hey, well, let's do a pause. It's got a pause. We're now recording. We just came across the lake, and there's a lady standing, and that's not the drive.
That's a handicap spot. Oh, there's.
Oh, there's.
There may be a spot between those two cars right there.
Oh, wow. I think there's one down at the end.
Well, I'd take. Well, that one's available. I think that's a curve there, corner, whatever.
Okay, well, we found Jenny Lake. I was kind of hoping. Boy, that's an old dog.
Mm-hmm.
Wonder if he's got any new tricks.
He's what? Oh. I think I need my sunglasses.
Is this Jenny Lake?
This is Jenny Lake.
This is Jenny Lake at the Grand Tetons. Much bigger than this, but this is all we can see from this vantage point.
We've been doing that this whole trip. I know. Like the only word I know.
Are you sister? Okay, smile there. No. You're not sister?
No.
Well, there you are. There's Jackson Lake. We're driving across the dam.
Nice view of the mountains.
The reservoir. I'm looking at the mountains. I'm driving too, so. That's it.
And on the other side, people are fishing.